Showing you the world in a way too early. Red Hardy, travelpreneur. Catch flights, build dreams, now it's your turn. Yeah. Let's go, travel more, live more, build more, build more.
Let me ask you something serious. What would happen if your job called you tomorrow and said, "We appreciate everything you've done, but we're moving in a different direction"? Most people do not like to think about that. But the truth is, life does not ask us if we are ready before it changes. That is why having a side hustle that belongs to you is not just about making extra money. It is about having options. And at a certain point in life, options become more valuable than almost anything else. As we get older in our careers, we start to realize something that nobody really prepares us for. A job can love your experience, appreciate your loyalty, and still replace you. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you were not good enough, but because a younger person may be willing to do the same job for less money. That is not personal. That is business. And when you understand that, you stop depending on one source of income to protect your whole life. Your job may be important, your career may be valuable, but it should not be the only thing standing between your family and financial stress. Why a side hustle matters. A side hustle gives you something that a paycheck alone may not always give you: breathing room. It can help carry you through a layoff. It can help you stay calm when the economy gets shaky. It can help you handle emergencies without falling apart financially. Because let's be real, life happens. Divorce happens. Job loss happens. Health issues happen. Bills show up at the worst possible time. And sometimes the unthinkable happens, like the loss of a spouse. When life hits hard, extra income is not just money. It is protection. It is dignity. It is peace of mind. Let me tell you about a woman named Lynn. Lynn had worked the same job for almost 14 years. She was dependable, showed up early, stayed late when needed, and honestly believed that if she kept doing good work, her position would always be secure. But one Friday morning, everything changed. Her company called a meeting. By lunchtime, Lynn found out her department was being downsized. Just like that, the job she had counted on for years was gone. At first, she tried to stay calm. She told herself, "I'll find something else soon." But weeks turned into months. The bills did not stop. Her savings started getting smaller. The mortgage payment felt heavier. Even simple things like groceries, gas, and school expenses started to feel stressful. And what hurt the most was not just losing the job, it was the feeling of losing control. Lynn had always been responsible. She had always done what she was supposed to do. But now she was sitting at the kitchen table late at night, looking at bills, wondering how life changed so fast. One day, while scrolling online, she came across someone talking about building an online travel business. At first, she almost skipped past it. She thought, "I do not know anything about running a business." But something about the message caught her attention. It was not promising overnight success. It was not flashy. It was simply about helping people book travel. It was about learning a real skill. And it was about building something part-time that could grow over time. So Lynn reached out. She started slowly. She learned how the business worked. She shared travel deals with people she already knew. She posted simple vacation ideas online. She asked questions. She made mistakes. She kept learning. Her first booking was not huge, but it gave her something she had not felt in months: hope. Then another person asked for help planning a trip. Then someone else reached out about a family vacation. Little by little, Lynn started building confidence again. The online travel business did not magically fix everything overnight. She still had responsibilities. She still had to work. She still had to be consistent. But it gave her a new path. It gave her a way to create income without waiting for another company to choose her. It gave her something of her own. And over time, that side hustle helped Lynn get back on her feet. It helped her rebuild her savings. It helped her catch up on bills. But most importantly, it helped Lynn believe in herself again. The biggest change was not just financial, it was mental. Lynn went from feeling like life had knocked her down to realizing she still had options. And sometimes that is all a person needs: one option, one opportunity, one decision to start building something that belongs to them. Having your own side hustle gives you a way to build financial stability for yourself, not just for today, for the future. Maybe you want to pay off your mortgage early. Maybe you want to stop living check to check. Maybe you want to save more. Maybe you want to stop using credit cards every time life gets expensive. Extra income can change the way you move. It can change the way you make decisions. It can change the way you sleep at night. Because when you have more than one stream of income, you are not as easy to shake. But this is not just about you, it is also about what you leave behind. A side hustle can become a legacy. It can become something your children learn from. They get to see you build. They get to see you create. They get to see that income does not only come from a job. It can come from ideas, skills, relationships, service, ownership. That lesson alone can change the way your children think about money forever. Because sometimes the greatest inheritance is not just cash, it is a mindset. Now, one of the most powerful things you can build is residual income. That means you do the work once, but you can continue to benefit from that work over time. That could come from digital products, affiliate marketing, a membership, a service business, content, real estate, a customer base, a team, or anything that allows income to continue without you starting from zero every single day. That is the difference between always chasing money and building something that can keep working after the first effort is done. Now, nothing happens overnight. You still have to work. You still have to learn. You still have to be consistent. But the goal is to stop trading every hour for every dollar forever. A side hustle can also help secure your retirement, and not just the retirement the system tells you to wait for. I am talking about creating a future where you may be able to retire yourself earlier, maybe even retire your spouse earlier. That is a different level of freedom. Imagine having extra income that helps you invest more, pay down debt faster, build savings, travel more, spend more time with family, and make decisions from a place of choice instead of pressure. That is what this is really about, not just money, choice. The beautiful thing about having your own side hustle is that it does not have the same ceiling as a job. On a job, someone usually tells you what your time is worth. Someone tells you your raise. Someone tells you your position. Someone tells you when you can move up. But when you build something of your own, your growth can expand as your skill expands. Your income can grow as your value grows. Your reach can grow as your impact grows. There is no guaranteed outcome, but there is room to grow, and that room matters. The key is to find something you love, or at least something you care enough about to keep showing up. It does not have to be flashy. It does not have to be perfect. It could be travel, fitness, beauty, food, coaching, teaching, writing, repair work, consulting, digital products, helping people solve a problem. Whatever it is, ask yourself one simple question. Can I monetize this in a way that helps me and helps other people? Because when you can connect something you care about with a problem people need solved, you may have the beginning of a real business. So no, I do not believe everybody needs another job, but I do believe more people need ownership, something that belongs to them, something they can build, something that gives them a backup plan, a growth plan, and a legacy plan. Because depending on one income in today's world is risky, but building something of your own gives you options, and options give you power. So start small, start simple, start with what you already know, but start. Because the best time to build a side hustle is not when life falls apart. The best time to build it is while you still have time, energy, and a steady foundation to grow from. Now, this may or may not be for you, and honestly, that is okay. But if you have ever thought about building something of your own, helping people travel, creating extra income, or learning how an online travel business works, then it may be worth taking a closer look. You do not have to be an expert, you do not have to have everything figured out, and you do not have to make a decision today. Sometimes the first step is simply getting information and seeing if it makes sense for your life. If it does, great. If it does not, no pressure at all. My goal is not to convince everybody. My goal is to connect with the right people who are open, curious, and ready to explore what is possible. So if this speaks to you, reach out and let's have a simple conversation. No pressure, no hype, just information, options, and a chance to see if this could be a good fit for you.
Yeah. Pack your vision, yeah. Book the dream, it's time to move different. Dre Hardy, travelpreneur, showing you the world and the way to earn. Yeah. Dre Hardy, travelpreneur, catch flights, build dreams.